Hello everyone! Welcome to our lesson today, where we will dive into the world of poetry and language together. We will explore a wonderful I Wandered Lonely as a Cloud by Wordsworth, a perfect example of romantic poetry that connects us with nature and our own feelings. Now, here's the fun part. While we will enjoy the poem's imagery and themes, we will also use it to learn something specific. Nouns. Yes, we will discover how nouns help build the world of poetry by naming things, feelings, and ideas that bring the poem to life. Before we start, let us introduce ourselves. We are from Group 7.
Hello everyone, my name is Najmi and Nabilla. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Fatimatu Zahra.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Trizkha Purusaningsa.
Together, we will guide you through this exploration of poetry and language. Here's what you will be able to do by the end of our lesson today. First, identify and underline at least 10 nouns from the poem, especially those that describe elements of nature. Second, recognize different types of nouns in the poem. Before we get into discussing more about this poem, first, let's listen to this poem together.
I wandered lonely as a cloud that floats on height or vales and hills. When all at once I saw a crowd, a host of golden daffodils. Beside the lake, beneath the trees, fluttering and dancing in the breeze. Continuous as the stars that shine and twinkle on the Milky Way, they stretch in never-ending line along the margin of a bay. 10,000 saw I at a glance, tossing their heads in sprightly dance. The waves beside them dance, but they outdid the sparkling waves in glee. A poet could not but be gay in such a jocund company. I gaze and gaze, but little thought what wealth the show to me had brought. For oft, when on my couch I lie in vacant or in pensive mood, they flash upon that inward eye which is the bliss of solitude. And then my heart with pleasure fills and dances with the daffodils.
So now, let's understand the poem together, so that we know what we can understand from the poem.
We begin by exploring the background, characteristics, themes, and the elements of the poem.
This is the full version of the poem.
The poem I Wandered Lonely as a Cloud, also known as Daffodils, was written by Wordsworth, one of the leading poets of the Romantic era. The title refers to the golden flowers that bring joy and peace to the speaker. Wordsworth wrote this poem after being inspired by a real-life experience of seeing a field of daffodils. Now, let's imagine for a moment. Have you ever come across a field of flowers so beautiful that it made you stop and admire them? That is exactly what Wordsworth felt when he wrote this poem. I Wandered Lonely as a Cloud was written in 1804 and published in 1807 during the Romantic era. This era was known for its celebration of nature, personal emotions, and imagination. Poets like Wordsworth believed that nature could heal the soul and inspire the mind. Romantic poetry often takes us on a journey of personal emotions, and this poem is no exception. Wordsworth begins with the line, I wandered lonely as a cloud. expressing a feeling of solitude and reflection. But as the poem progresses, we can see how his mood transforms from loneliness to joy, thanks to the beauty of the daffodils. One of the key characteristics of the Romantic era is its focus on nature as a source of peace and inspiration. In the final stanza, Wordsworth describes how the memory of the daffodils stays with him. They flash upon that inward eye, which is the bliss of solitude. This shows how nature can comfort us even long after we have left it. Think about it. Do you have a favorite place in nature that makes you feel happy or calm? Maybe it is a park, a beach, or your own backyard. Wordsworth reminds us how important it is to cherish these moments. The themes of this poem center around nature and personal reflection. Wordsworth shows how nature can provide joy and peace, even during the difficult times. The speaker's encounter with the daffodils lifts his spirit, and later, the memory of the flowers continues to bring him happiness. This theme resonates with many of us, as it reminds us to appreciate the small yet powerful moments that nature offers. Let's now look at how the poem is crafted. Structurally, I Wandered Lonely as a Cloud has 4 stanzas. Each with 6 lines, which creates a steady and organized flow. This reflects the calm and peaceful experience of wandering through nature. The lines often end with punctuation, a technique called end stopping, which gives the poem a measured rhythm. For example, in the lines, "When all at once I saw a crowd, a host of golden daffodils." The commas create pauses that make the poem feel reflective and serene. In terms of sound, the rhyme scheme follows a pattern of ABABCC. For example, the words cloud and crowd rhyme, as do hills and daffodils in the first stanza. DEDEFF, JHJHII, JKJKLL. This consistent pattern adds harmony to the poem, giving the poem a musical quality. The rhythm is iambic tetrameter, meaning each line has a gentle, flowing beat, like in "I wandered lonely as a cloud." This rhythm mirrors the smooth movement of the speaker's wandering thoughts. Wordsworth also uses alliteration to enhance the sound, such as in the line, "Beside the lake, beneath the trees," where the repeated b sounds create a soft, pleasing effect. Linguistically, Wordsworth uses a figurative language to make the poem more engaging and meaningful. For example, he begins the poem with a simile comparing himself to a cloud. "I wandered lonely as a cloud." A simile is when we compare two different things using the words like or as. Here, Wordsworth compares his loneliness to a cloud drifting alone in the sky. This image conveys both his solitude and his freedom to drift and observe. He also uses personification, describing the daffodils as fluttering and dancing. Personification is when we give human qualities or actions to non-human things. By saying the daffodils are dancing, Wordsworth makes them feel alive and joyful, almost as if they are celebrating something in nature. Lastly, the daffodils serve as a symbol of happiness and peace. A symbol is something that represents a deeper meaning beyond what it literally is. In this poem, the daffodils aren't just flowers. They symbolize the lasting joy and comfort that nature can bring to our lives. In conclusion, I Wandered Lonely as a Cloud isn't just a poem about flowers. It is a celebration of how nature can inspire and transform us to a better person. Wordsworth captures the beauty and peace that nature offers and reminds us to pause, observe, and appreciate it. So here's a question for you. What is your favorite memory of being in nature? And how did it make you feel? I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments of this video.
Hi everyone. So I will explain about noun. So what is noun? A noun is a word that names a person, place, thing, or idea. It can be the subject of a sentence, object of a verb, or the object of a preposition. So, are noun have a types? Of course, noun have a types. There are 4 types of noun, so I will explain one by one. The first one is common nouns. Common nouns is general names for a person, place, or thing. For example, mountain, flower, and bird. The second one is abstract nouns. Abstract nouns names an idea, quality, or state that cannot be seen or touched. For example, beauty, happiness, and imagination. The third is concrete nouns. Concrete nouns is name something that can be experienced with the 5 senses. For example, daffodils, sky, and birds, beauty. The last is collective nouns. So collective nouns is names a group of people, animals, or things. For example, flock of birds and crowd of people. Great job, everyone! Now that we've learned how nouns help bring poetry to life, it's time for our assessment. We'll put our skills to the test with 2 activities that focus on the nouns in I Wandered Lonely as a Cloud. Here's what we'll be doing. The first assessment is underline the nouns. First, we'll start by underlining the nouns in the poem. Remember, nouns are words that name people, places, things, or ideas. in I Wandered Lonely as a Cloud, Wordsworth uses nouns to create vivid images of nature, like cloud, lake, and daffodils. Here's how we'll do it. I will show each line of the poem on the screen. As you read each line, look for words that represent a person, place, thing, or idea. So when you spot a noun, underline it. For example, in the line, I wandered lonely as a cloud, we'll underline cloud because it's a thing we can see in the sky. Let's try an example together. In the line, a host of golden daffodils, we will underline host and daffodils because these are nouns describing a group and a specific type of flower. Ready, guys? Let's go through each line and see how many nouns we can find. Okay, let's go to the second assessment. That is, identify the type of each noun. Now that we've underlined the nouns, it's time to identify what type of noun each one is. In this poem, we can find several types of nouns. The first one is concrete nouns. Concrete nouns are things we can touch, see, or experience with our senses, like cloud or lake. The second one is abstract nouns. Abstract nouns represent ideas or feelings we can see or touch, like bliss or solitude. The third one is collective nouns. Collective nouns refer to groups, like hosts, which means a large group of daffodils. The last one is common nouns. Common nouns are general names for things, like hill or tree. So, how to identify the noun types? Look at each underlined noun and think about what it represents. Ask yourself, is it something physical that I can see or touch? If yes, it's likely a concrete noun. Or does it describe an idea or feeling, like happiness or loneliness? If yes, that's an abstract noun. If the noun describes a group, like crowd or host, It's a collective noun. Take your time with each noun and remember to think carefully about what it represents. Once you've underlined and identify all the nouns, we review our answer together. This practice will show us how nouns make poetry rich with detail and meaning. Let's get started. Good luck, everyone!
So today, we learned how nouns help create a vivid, memorable picture in poetry. We explored different types of nouns like common, concrete, abstract, and collective, and saw how each one adds depth to the poem's description of nature. We also learned that poetry, especially from the Romantic era, celebrates the beauty of nature and human emotions. This poem, with its gentle flow and peaceful mood, reminds us how language can connect us to the world around us and to our own reflections and emotions. Thank you all for joining us on this poetic journey today. Remember, poetry isn't just about the words we read. It's also about feelings, memories, and beauty those words bring to life. And nouns are key to helping us visualize and connect with these poetic worlds. We hope this video has been helpful and that you enjoyed learning about both poetry and language. Keep exploring, stay curious, see you next time. Bye bye!